The leg will fly into the crowd.
No, but if the other guy's on drugs too, it should balance out.
Oh, and they both shatter.
Leftovers, 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 leftovers.
Go. Welcome to the Leftovers Podcast. This is James.
This is Alex.
And Alex, I got a question for you today.
Yeah?
Are you excited for the Olympic Games?
Ooh, never have been in my entire life.
Have you never been?
No. Dude, the only time that I'm ever excited about the Olympics is, guess what? Never.
Even when like the last one, Simone Biles, went up?
I've only heard her name when talked about the Olympics. I don't know who she is. I don't even know what she looks like.
What about Michael Phelps?
Is that the guy with Subway?
No.
He would be in Subway ads, no?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure he would.
No.
Yeah?
Maybe.
He's not the guy, the one that everyone knows for the wrong things.
No, I feel like you were hinting at Jared.
No. I can tell who's who, you know?
Yeah.
Jared's the guy who has glasses.
That's the only difference between Michael Phelps and Jared from Subway. The glasses.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, anyways, the reason we're talking about the Olympics right now is because there is a competitor now to the Olympics.
What? It's no longer a monopoly?
It's no longer Monopoly. Have you heard of the Enhanced Games?
This sounds like a movie. This sounds like you're going to pitch me a movie.
I'm not pitching a movie. I'm pitching you a new future.
Okay, interesting. Ooh, with Tron in theaters right now, that kind of sounds like it's...
This isn't an ad.
Okay.
They didn't pay for that. No, the Enhanced Game is a new kind of multi-sport event announced for May 2026 in Las Vegas. And what makes it wild is that athletes will be allowed and even encouraged to use performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs, and advanced technology to boost their bodies. Traditional anti-doping rules like those of the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, won't apply.
Wait, hold up. They're called PEDs?
Yeah, they call them PEDs. I know.
We were just talking about Jared from Subway.
Well, yeah, it was a connection. You were setting me up for...
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's a bad name.
Yeah, performance-enhancing drugs is way better.
Yeah.
The founder is Aaron D'Souza, an Australian entrepreneur who argues athletes should be allowed to do what they want with their bodies. And the sports included for the first edition will focus on track and field, swimming, and weightlifting.
Wow.
Now, the difference here is there's prize money. One major report says that there's planned $7.5 million prize pool, and first place prizes around $500,000.
Wow.
And I think you've heard before too, Olympic athletes, they win their gold medal, but they don't make a whole lot.
Yeah, I was about to ask, don't they... Wait, so they only get a gold medal and that's it?
I know some countries do pay their athletes for that gold medal, but I think a lot of that money comes from sponsorship deals afterwards. Oh. And the issue is not every sport that's sexy as maybe like running. Like right now, I forgot who the runner is for Team USA who's like, it's like Miles.
Usain Bolt.
No, that's not our country. But or Simone Biles, there's other gold medalists.
Yeah.
But not everyone got a sponsorship deal.
Wow.
Right.
It's kind of like the Hunger Games.
What? How?
You know how when you're on the field, if the people that are watching like you, they'll send you stuff?
Yes.
Similar, if the sponsors that are watching, they like you, they're going to sponsor you. Same premise. And they're all competing.
No one dies at the Olympics, usually.
Which is why I should be in office, because I would change that.
You want to create Battle Royale.
Yep.
You ever see that movie? The
No.
Japanese Battle Royale?
No.
It's the original Hunger Games.
That sounds really good. Wait, did that one come first or did the
No,
Hunger
it came
Games?
way earlier. Way earlier.
So, what's her name? Susan something?
I don't know.
Susan Collins? The author?
She stole it from the Japanese.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Is she American? Because that sounds very American of her to do.
You know what? I'm not going to assume. So people are freaking out.
Okay.
There's a lot of health risk with this. Many experts say...
Duh.
No shit. I mean, I didn't have to tell you this, but, there's some health risk.
Yeah.
So many experts say encouraging heavy doping and performance enhancement could seriously harm athletes. On the short term, there's weird side effects like balding, anger, things like that.
Yeah.
On the long term, there are major health problems that could arise. Now, the fairness and integrity issue is also coming up. The Olympics are built around your body, your training, no cheats. Allowing doping flips the idea on its head. And WADA says that this betrays sports values. What do you think about that?
Honestly, the thing is, it would if they were still trying to fight for this to happen in the Olympics, I think. Because if they're just you know what, we don't want to play by your rules, we're going to make our own rules and make our whole own ecosystem or whatever, I think it's fair game. Because it doesn't go against anything over there. It's respect you guys, so we're just gonna kind of do our own thing.
This is the X Games, basically.
Yeah.
The X Games of, because isn't that what the X Games were too? It's like you're not gonna put our sport in the Olympics, or you're not gonna let us, do this global thing. We're gonna make our own sport of our own competition of extreme sports.
Yeah.
Right. There's a mixed message for the youth though. If young athletes watch this and think I need to do drugs to win, it can mess with their mindset, health, and respect for the sport. I mean, let's be honest too. The goal of a performance enhancing drugs sport is going to be to break records and do superhuman abilities. And kids aren't going to be like, oh, well, that guy ran a mile in like 8 minutes, but the super athletes are running it in 3.
Yeah.
That's more impressive.
Yeah.
And to a kid, that's a lot more impressionable.
Actually, if you're doing a mile in 8 minutes and you're an athlete on the Olympic side, you really shouldn't be there.
No, you're 100% right. But if that lady who breakdanced for Australia taught us anything, skill is not always needed.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can hop your way into the Olympics.
Isn't that crazy? Okay, so they allowed breakdancing in the Olympics for like 1 year. And then afterwards, they're like, we're just not going to do it again.
Yeah, she ruined it.
That sucks.
I don't think she ruined it. I just don't think that they. There's a lot of politics with the Olympics, and I think they have to like bid for each sport.
Yeah.
I think this was just more of a trial run for them. I do think it's a hard sport. It's kind of subjective.
Yeah.
If you think about
It's
it.
all like opinion based.
I think so, right?
Also, but the person that won, they could sell their thing for like a lot of money because it's the first one and the last of that competition.
If it's the last. I'm pretty sure breakdancers are going to continue to push for it.
Yeah.
I know skateboarding got a huge push from the Olympics, and it
Really?
got even bigger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so who knows? There is some legal and political fights going on too. The Enhanced Games filed an $800 million lawsuit against WADA and some sports bodies claiming they're blocking them unfairly. Not unfairly, I think. I think for the right reasons, like, hey, you're going to kill these athletes.
Yeah.
Because there's been interest from hundreds of Olympic athletes to go to these games rather than the Olympic Games.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it is what it is. I think I've heard this before, too, in the UFC, for example, that a lot of athletes, they actually are doping, but they're always one step ahead of the regulations. So instead of maybe using, test or testosterone, they're using something that's a different byproduct of some drug that hasn't been able to be... They haven't caught on to it yet, basically.
Oh.
So they're not testing for that specifically. But I've
Yeah.
heard that a lot of athletes, they're already doping in one way or another.
Yeah.
But you have to keep pushing the envelope of like, okay, now there's this new version of it that can't be
Oh.
traced to whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So I do believe, though, that this comes from athletes already frustrated. Like, hey, everybody else is already doping in some way or another.
Yeah.
Why can't we just focus on that? Like,
Yeah.
if this is our body and our choice.
Yeah.
Let us do this kind of thing. I mean, if you're going to make more money from this too, I understand an athlete's perspective. Like, hey, I want to live off my sport. I can't live off my sport and a gold medal,
Yeah.
But
But also think about it like this. It no longer becomes a competition of who has the most skill. It just becomes a competition of who has the most access to a drug.
well, to an extent though,
Because
because
how much your body can actually take without dying.
that I think that's a better. That's definitely going to be an event later. Who
Yeah.
can take the most drugs without dying? But I don't think that's true because even with steroids, a lot of pro steroid gym influencers that they're very open about their steroid use. They talk about it all the time. Like, yes, steroids help and steroids will accelerate your muscle growth and accelerate a lot of things.
Say
However,
less.
yeah, I know, right? Do a lot of things that, in some way or another are good.
Yeah.
But you have to put in the work. It's
Yeah.
not like you inject steroids and you're automatically good to go. You just heal faster, right?
Yeah.
You're not as sore. You have more push in you, right? But it's not going to be a magic thing that just makes you automatically super tough and super strong. You're still going to need to eat right. You're still
Yeah.
going to need to do all the basic gym stuff.
Yeah.
You're just going to have a body that's more chemically ready for that.
Yeah, it's like the same people that because creatine is starting to become like a big thing. People are going to be like, oh, if I take this, I'm just going to get swollen in like 2 days. It's like, that doesn't
Yeah.
work. You still have to put in the work for it, drink a shitload of water, eat right.
Yeah, there's more steps involved actually.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people are getting onto creatine without even like going to the gym properly yet. They
Yeah.
don't have a schedule and they're already taking it. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
It's like, why am I not growing the muscle? Why am I not having the water muscles?
Yeah, it's like if you buy a car, you can't drive it yet. You're just like, yeah, but it's there.
Exactly. It really
Yeah.
that's a simple way to put it.
Yeah.
The Olympic Games could be affected though. If the enhanced games become popular, some athletes might opt out of the Olympics if they want to dope and break records. This could reduce the talent pool for the Olympics. And the Olympic brand depends on a clean sport cred. If the public sees a major event where doping is allowed and celebrated, it might make the Olympics look outdated or hypocritical. Not sure exactly why hypocritical, but rule makers might tighten or loosen anti-doping standards in response. There could be a race, quote unquote, between events for innovation versus values.
Wow.
And sponsorships in media. And this is what we were talking about with athletes getting paid.
Yeah.
Brands might shift interest and money to whichever event gets more eyeballs. If doping-friendly events attract attention, sponsors for clean sport might pull back.
That would also make the Olympics probably more likely to allow certain drug use in their competitions then.
And that's what, and I mean, that's the whole thing about the race of like, how do we change the rules, but also keep our values? And
Yeah.
to some extent, you really can't. If you want to compete with the enhanced games in terms of viewership, then okay, you're going to loosen the reins a little bit to beat them out. Cool. But you're going to lose your values. If you want to keep your values and keep what the Olympics were meant to be, you're just gonna have to accept that less people for a certain amount of time are gonna want to go to that. I honestly don't think that the Olympics are gonna lose a bunch of athletes for this. If anything, I think it's gonna be a balancing act. I think if the enhanced games were to come to fruition, what's gonna happen is the enhanced games are gonna get a big influx of athletes while the Olympics are gonna lose a bunch.
Yeah.
But once that happens, access to the Olympics will be more open than ever. There's already too many athletes for every sport, right? And now if you have access to the Olympics and you have an easier route to get there and have a fair competition, then I think it's going to benefit in the long run. I think in the long run, spreading out these athletes to different places will work. Because let's be honest, there are athletes that are doping secretly in some way or another. They're doing something that's going to enhance them.
But do you think part of them is afraid of the backlash that will come from this? Because there are going to be like diehard Olympic goers or like watchers or even like past athletes who have been like, hey, we didn't have this. Why are you guys allowing this now? Like if I was drugged up and stuff back then, I could have had like a medal now. Like they're going to face a lot of backlash from this.
It's an argument. You're definitely right. It's an argument, but it's one of those things where you have to get with the times. If you don't get with the times, and unfortunately, I don't know how safe it is to endorse steroid use and performance enhancing drugs, but you have to, I guess if this comes to fruition and it looks like it is, then the Olympics have to get with the times and athletes have to accept that the sports evolve.
Yeah, it's kind of like the rise of AI where it's like, you know, it's going to be a part of it. Either you embrace it, you can fight it all you want, but the majority of the people are like pushing for it, you know?
And the enhanced games have the funding. They have private funding to do this. So there's a demand for it from someone.
Yeah.
Athletes are heading that way now. It's going to happen.
Wow.
And I mean, imagine the UFC, for example, a combat sport with performance enhancement drugs. The fights would be insane.
I think when it comes to, okay, I get that they're trying to make this like a norm, but I feel like sports specifically in combat should stay away from this.
You would think so, but I think the UFC is one of the most boxing. I think it was boxing that has the most use of performance enhancement drugs under the table and like getting away with it.
Wow.
Because they're the ones who are always one step ahead of like the doping rules.
But that's so insane because that's like one of the sports that are the closest to murder.
Yeah,
And
100%.
if you're enhancing somebody, you're on the line of like possibly killing somebody.
Okay, but let me ask you this: what's worse, having fighters that are using PEDs, or
No viewership.
no viewership, right? Or bare knuckle fighting, because that's also a thing now. It's a big thing.
And that sucks because I feel like I would watch that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, right?
Yeah. I think the enhancement thing is it fucking me up because it just reminds me of Captain America. So in my mind, it's just like regular folk fighting Captain America. And I'm like, you're going to lose that 100% of the time.
But how many times have you seen a movie like Captain America and you've seen him get the shit rocked, and then like you want to see the next scene of what it looks like a superhero to recover?
Yeah.
You can see that
Yeah.
in the ring.
Or you could see somebody die.
That too. Rated R.
So also just like, you know, with fighting and stuff, there's, even if you don't die, the rise of CTE just goes through the roof.
Well, who knows how steroid use could impact this too.
Yeah.
You don't know if it can make it worse. And especially, I don't know how much study there's been correlating performance enhancement drugs and brain damage or CTE. I wonder if that might be the next study that comes forward if this
Probably.
gets big.
Like, have you ever seen like those videos where there's a UFC guy and he just kicks somebody's leg and their leg like explodes?
Yeah. It's fucking
Imagine
sick.
with enhancement drugs.
Well, yeah.
The leg will fly into the crowd.
No, but if the other guy's on drugs too, it should balance out.
Oh, and they
It's
both
really-
shatter.
How sick would that be, though? They're so. Who takes the harder drugs? Me, because I stood there and you broke your leg on my leg.
Yeah, it's like now I'm willing to hop and fight you.
That'd be kind of sick too. If they're so doped up, they can
Yeah.
fight on one leg. That's how. Oh, yeah. I think honestly, that's what a lot of people who don't understand the use of steroids think right now.
Yeah.
That's the scenario we're gonna end up on. Fighters who are breaking themselves apart for entertainment. And I think there's a big stigma around steroids where everyone thinks it's like there's nothing positive about it except the aesthetic side of it.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned, you need to do the work
Mm-hmm.
for this to do anything. I think if we're gonna look at the downsides of it, I think we need to look at like the neurological side, the muscle problems that can come forward on the rest of your body, and like your heart issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was
but
gonna
those aren't
say.
sexy.
No.
Let's be honest, those aren't sexy. Those are real,
Yeah.
but those aren't sexy. And everyone's gonna be thinking of these make believe things like the UFC fighters
Yeah.
fighting on one leg.
Because that sounds cool as hell.
Sounds sick as hell.
Yeah.
But to like an average mom, that'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my son Timmy, he wants to join and he's taking so much drugs, but I'm scared for his heart.
Well,
It's like, shut up, old lady. Get with the times.
Yeah, exactly. Get with the times, lady. Well, the first inaugural Enhanced Games is scheduled to take place in Vegas from May 21st to 24th on 2026. So next year.
Wow. That's not
And
even like that far away. It's not
it's
even like a full
not.
year away.
And it's going to feature track, swimming, and weightlifting.
Oh my God. I want to see some enhanced people swim.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Have you ever seen Michael Phelps swim?
he was also enhanced though.
Oh, damn it.
Didn't it come out that Michael Phelps got caught doping or something?
Yeah, but actually, I think I'm just like really entranced with when people can swim well. Like,
Right.
I've been to the Y and I saw like a 60-year-old man and he was just in the water, just moving. And I'm like, God, that looks nice.
Maybe you just can't swim.
I can. It's just very slow
I just stay in place and I shake a lot.
and I'm winded quick.
Well, in my opinion, though, I'm torn. I'm very torn because I do think there is a sense of value you need to have in sports.
Yeah.
But at the same time, go ahead.
There's honor.
There's honor.
Yeah.
But there's also a sense of like, how much can I push my body? Right? And it sounds kind of masochistic to talk like that.
Yeah.
But some people are really intrigued in the human body and what you can push the limits of it are.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's a hard debate. I don't know. I mean, my biggest concern is the children, right? In the future, if this gets big, are kids going to be doping sooner? Because you know for a fact that if the enhanced games become big, then doping will become more acceptable in society. Doping will
Yeah.
become more acceptable in sports. At some point, let's be honest, the NFL will stay the same, whereas the XFL will probably add this into their league.
God, those athletes will look like Blastoids.
I know, but how sick would it be to see that fucking quarterback take it from one end and throw the ball to the other fucking end?
Yeah, or tackle somebody so hard they like explode. I'm still on this exploding thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you raised like a really good point because, you know, like in my world of sports that I like soccer, right? And they always start super young. There are kids that start in the academy at like 6 and they actually get to like the starting lineup at like age like 16.
Right.
And they started at 6. So if you're doing this with kids that are looking at like athletes now that are doing like enhancement drugs, that means they're probably going to start way, way, way earlier.
Right. And I think that is dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say in how safe, quote unquote, it could be. I don't think it's safe in any way for kids, let's say teenagers like 15, 16 to start getting on those types of drugs. There's stories of that.
Yeah.
A lot of D1 athletes come out and say like, yeah, I've been taking steroids since whatever, right? And they didn't get caught for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I think that's my biggest worry.
Yeah.
If this gets big, how will it influence the rest of sports, especially recreational sports at like the children youth level or
Yeah.
college sports, things like that?
And I know like this is super like niche, but you know, you've heard of those stories where there's like a guy, he's down on his luck. He doesn't have like a whole lot. He doesn't come from much and he has a kid and he's just like, I'm going to train him to be the best boxer alive.
Right.
And he's just going to, you know, from the age of like 3, I'm like, he's going to fight every single day. He's going to train, blah, blah, blah. What happens when that same story applies to your kid and you're enhancing him with drugs?
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. I will say though, I would be excited if in the future this becomes big to see a tournament where it's like performance enhanced drugged athletes versus natural athletes compete in the same league.
Ooh.
Right? Like boxing, for example. And it
Yeah.
would be an incredible story for a natural athlete to beat the whole tournament.
Yeah, on some Survivor Series shit. It's
Honestly.
like Raw versus SmackDown, but it's like on roids versus non-roids.
Exactly. Well, I mean, let us know what you guys think. I think it's my opinion that this could go both ways, but I'd be a liar if I said I wasn't excited to
Yeah.
see some records be shattered.
My opinion is that, oh, actually, I don't even think if they do shatter records that they should apply to the old ways. I think these should be their own version of records, like enhanced records.
I don't think Guinness World Records would care though,
Oh, you're
because to
right.
them it's weight. Like let's say
Yeah.
they lifted five. Let's just use 500 pounds an example for a
Yeah.
squat. I think it's more than that, but let's say someone can squat 500 pounds. I don't know if the enhanced games become a legit thing, then they might just count it within the same.
Yeah.
Or
It's-
or like you said, they might have their own.
It's kind of
category.
also like the same thing that I brought up earlier with the creatine. People could be like, well, they have access to this now. We didn't back then, you know, so it's always going to be like an ever-changing thing.
Yeah, but that's also like stupid because a lot of sports for the youth didn't have access to proper training. It's just show up, play.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, we realized, oh, the youth, if they train them early on, they have
Yeah.
a better chance of getting into a real sports career.
Yeah.
So they didn't have access to that training when they were younger.
Yeah,
they can't.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So it's not. I get the argument.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things like, man, I wish I was born in this era kind of
Yeah.
argument. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. I personally think that this is not the best idea. But again, I'm a liar if I say I don't want to see someone fucking swim across a lake
Yeah.
in like record time.
Yeah, my opinion is I don't think that it should be a thing, but man, I hope it does because I want to watch.
You guys can follow us at LFDVRS POD on TikTok, and you guys can comment on one of our TikToks. I mean, we're blowing up, dude.
Yeah.
we're blowing up. I mean, we went viral. We went
Yeah.
viral with that Toy Story shit. That was us.
Yeah.
And if anyone takes that, fuck.
Yeah, right?
like shit.
Yeah.
We're screwed.
Please like, please subscribe, please listen so I can afford my new phone.
We gotta stop buying stuff before
Yeah.
this pops off, dude. All right. Well, this was James,
This was Alex.
and you listen to the Leftovers podcast.
Leftovers, 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 leftovers.
They came to hear you talk, not sing.